All right, what's going on? Kevin Hope back again, another episode. Yep. Back at you another day, another episode. Providence Day Scrimmages. If you've never been to the Providence Day Super Scrimmages, you got three courts, a lot of big name teams, um, talent galore. I love it because it brings in talent from other places, from all over the state. And then, of course, you get some, like one year it was a team from Canada. Um, this year, I think it's a team from Virginia. I think that's it. Virginia is the only other state that's represented. A lot of teams from North Carolina that you probably wouldn't get to see otherwise, but should be an overall really talented um, event. Shout out to Josh Springer and everybody else that has a part in it. So I tried to go by times. So if you don't know, the Providence Day Super Scrimmages start at 8:30, all the way to 7:20. So we're gonna talk a little bit about games to watch, in my opinion. Of course, this is my opinion. It's my opinion is not the only one that matters. Of course, there'll be plenty of other games. There are three games going on at a time. I just picked the games that I would sit down and watch during the times. If it was me as a basketball fan, these are the games I would watch. So starting with the 8:30 game, Marvin Ridge versus Charlotte Country Day. I had both of those teams in my Summer Fest League or Exposure Showcase. Both of those teams are really solid. I love Marvin Ridge with Kate Schindler. Um, Olive Bingham for Country Day, along with Margaret, are two really good players for them. So it should be a good matchup. I love the style contrast. I would love to see how the styles go up against each other because I think both teams play similar. Kate Schindler is the X factor for sure. She's a D1 type of player, and I think she's really the goods. She can shoot the ball, handle it. But Olive Bingham's a big forward. Like she's strong, she's fast. She can do a lot of stuff with the basketball. And Margaret is a really good player. She's been good since she was probably in middle school. When I first saw her, she's steadily getting better. So that'll be a good matchup to watch first. 9:20 game, Lake Norman versus South Met. Got a chance to watch these two teams play in our fall league. Think this will be a good game with coaches. Of course, it's a little different when you have coaches actually coaching the game compared to a parent coach or someone that's not really a part of the program coaching your team. So it's a little different. So I would love to see that game. And then I think I had another game, PD versus Norfolk Christian. Norfolk Christian has a 6'9" Abuna Ruap. Offers from wherever. She's a top 100 kid in the ESPN rankings. It's going to be interesting to see her play and how she does against Providence Day and some of their bigs. They have 2 6'4s, and then Providence Day getting used to playing without Jada McClure will also be a good, interesting thing because it's been a while since they've not had her. So we'll get to see that. The 10-10 games, Cannon versus Watauga. Uh, these two teams played each other last year. They're kind of familiar. A lot of those players, well, K Sears plays with a lot of those players for AAU. Uh, Definitely two different style contrasts. Um, Watauga's more of a team that wants to shoot the ball and play around one player, where Cannon is a team that has many different options. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up against each other early in the season. Um, 11 o'clock, Asheville School versus Legacy. This will be a matchup that a lot of people might not know the people in this game. I've seen both teams. I know a lot of the players from both teams. Seeing Asheville School over the summer, I'm really impressed with their athleticism. They play hard. They have a lot of recruitable kids on their team, and Legacy is one of those teams where they're always going to have good players. Jada McClure is there now. You look at Michaela Davis, and they have a big kid there, and they got a lot of other guards that were already there. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how those two teams play against one another. I love matchups like this because you may not want to watch that game because you don't know who's in it, but I promise you it'll be a great basketball game. If you get a chance to go over there and watch it, that'll be in the back gym. So if you get a chance to go over to the back gym, head over there. 11:50 East Burke versus 101 Prep. I think this is another good matchup. A couple of these players play travel ball together with Lady Attack. You look at East Burke coming off a year where they made it to the state championship, were undefeated most of the season, and they bring back nearly everyone from that team. So they're going to be really solid. 101 Prep. Coach Anthony George, you know he's going to have his team prepared. They've already started playing against teams, so they'll be already kind of seasoned. They played the Belmont Abbey JV team recently. Did a really good job against them, beat them pretty good, and when they're healthy, they're one of the better teams in the state. Uh, so I think that'll be a good matchup. 101 Prep is always one of those teams you'll get a chance to see, and they'll be able to compete at a high level. 12:40 Concord Academy versus Marvin Ridge. Kate Schindler versus Justice Alexander. That was my main reason of wanting to watch that. I want to see those two actually guard each other. Hopefully, coaches let them play some man and they get a chance to guard each other. Both of them are big guards. That's why I really want to see it. And they both handle the ball well. So it'll be interesting. I love both of their games. I think both players will bring an energy to the gym. Jackson Day versus Providence. This may not be that great of a game for some people, but I like to see Jackson Day. New kids on the block. Coach Ryan does a great job wherever he is of getting his team prepared. And Providence has big Emma Fuller, freshman. She's around 6'3", 6'4". That'll be good. So it'll be see how Providence does after Delaney Hill. Providence has been a team where they've had good players for a long time, going back to the years where they couldn't quite get over that hump playing against Vance, which is now Chambers, but they were right there in Delaney Hill's freshman year. So it'll be interesting to see how they have come on after that. Was 220? Yep, 220. Butler versus Asheville. Butler added Hannah Moss. That's a big addition for them, as well as getting Chloe Ross back to go with Brooklyn Saunders. I think this year they're expected to win conference, and they should be expected to make a playoff run. I think it's going to matter with seeding, like who they play. If they have to go somewhere like Watauga, it's going to be rough on them. But I think they have a talented enough team to where they can compete with those type teams. So they play against Asheville Schools. I said Asheville Schools should be one of those teams that's in the playoffs and really give some teams a run on it. I think they're 3A level in private school, if I'm not mistaken. 310 East Burke versus Cannon will be a good one. Two teams that know how to win. Lake Norman versus Panther Creek. This is a rematch of a state championship 2 years ago. If you wasn't there, it was a highly talented game. Panther Creek's a totally different team now, very young, while Lake Norman is very senior led. Like I want to say they have 4 seniors. Then they have 3 juniors, and then a freshman that's really good. But it's going to be a good game because I know Lake Norman, they like to get their get back. So I think they're going to want to put on a show versus Panther Creek. At 4 o'clock, Wesleyan Christian versus South Met. I like this matchup. They're very similar. I think South has that big advantage, of course, with Nakia Arrington and Chloe Grant. I think, yeah, Chloe Grant. But I think that Wesleyan may have the guard matchup. Um, they have SK and let me make sure I say this name right. Cooper Cox. I want to see the matchup between her and KB. Cooper Cox is a guard that's really shifty, and she plays with a lot of confidence. She played with Elevated Elite over the summer, but I got a chance to see her during the season last year and over the summer, and I think her confidence is growing. And when you have a confident kid playing at a high level, she makes people around her better. So hopefully that's the case, and they continue to have success. At 4:50, I didn't see any games that I really wanted to watch, but 5:40 NCGBB versus Watauga will be interesting. NCGBB are really sound. Amaya Barnes is on that team, and Coach does a great job. Coach Todd Cox does a great job of figuring teams out. So I would love to see how he guards Kate Sears this year. That'll be interesting. Legacy versus 101 Prep. I think both of these are prep schools. Um, Legacy might be more of a private, but they get the kids from all over. Uh, that's going to be an interesting game. I think these teams might play each other during the season. If I'm not mistaken, they usually do. It'll be a good game because both of those teams probably know each other well, and it should just overall be a good game. Then 7:20, I think this is the last game of the night. Butler versus Cannon. Uh, it should be a highly talented matchup. We'll see which team comes out to fight and want to win the game. I think it'll be a good matchup for everybody there. When you're there, just take time to watch teams. Don't just watch your team play. I'm talking to players, parents, coaches. Watch some of these other teams. You get a chance to see teams from all over the state. It's very rare that you get the chance to do that. So take advantage of it. And just get the chance to watch basketball. Basketball is back this week. Uh, I'm happy about it. I'm sure a lot of people are. And seniors, this is your last scrimmages. Take advantage of it. Be in that moment. Be plenty of college coaches there. They do a great job of getting college coaches in the building. So take advantage of it, especially if you're a kid that is lacking offers. Uh, it's not about scoring all the time. Go out there and play your best, prove your point, show that you are a good teammate. While you're on the bench, or you're in the game, just do your job. That's all I got, Kevin Hope. We're out.